February, I believe. He has some updates and from then to now, and he still like to talk a little bit about his company that does secure packaging or secure locations for Amazon. With that being said, Jacob, can you get started?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Bobby.
No problem.
Don't see a Delita. Can she be accepted?
Everyone that
We don't have anybody in the waiting room at this
No.
moment.
Okay.
Sorry. I'll keep monitoring though.
Okay. Well, that was one of the updates. We have expanded our team with. Oh, there she is. She's under my name.
okay.
Okay. So that's Delita Batiste Burney. She's a new sales rep for us to help us grow and kind of implement KFB on a larger scale. Since February, we've been installing KFB and some of the housing communities under the Housing Authority, City of Milwaukee. Also, some student residences in the Marquette University area. So it's very encouraging. And I kind of just wanted to give a refresh on KFB, kind of what it is for any folks that weren't on the February call. And basically, KFB, Key for Business. My company, RLA Engineering, we're a partner of Amazon. So for multi-unit residences, apartments, condos, etc., KFB is a way to securely and automate package delivery. So there's a small electronic device that our technician would come on site, interface installed to the building access control system, call box, building access controller, gate controller, what have you. And after the installation is done, Amazon adds that property to their AWS database. So when a driver wakes up in the morning, drives to the fulfillment center, there's a valid package from one of your tenants. The driver accepts that package, drives to the property. The GPS coordinates on the app correlates to the GPS coordinates from the device installed at the property. Then the driver undergoes an optical facial scan with their camera on their phone. After that, then the KFB feature is enabled. They press a button on their app and deliver the packages. The where they deliver their packages was established pre-installation with the property manager or property owner, what gates they want access, what doors, etc. And that way, the property manager doesn't have to handle packages. And this really addresses rates of theft, damage. All the driver's activities are monitored electronically. So there's a very robust security protocol to make sure only Amazon drivers use the app and use it properly. And the property owners can track that if they so choose. So we would like to install this feature, and it's completely free of charge. There's no installation cost, no maintenance costs, no subscription fee whatsoever. Amazon is working with us to invest top down the whole solution to address the problems, because ultimately, if Amazon's customers are happy with their package delivery experience, they'll order more packages. So that's why it's free of charge to the property owners. I don't know if y'all have my contact info, but I could send that to either Elizabeth or Bobby. I could also put it in the chat. But the process is, please get a hold of me or Delita, and then we'll take you through the installation process. So thank you, Bobby.
No problem, Jacob. Just a quick question. Can you talk a little bit about how long the installation takes?
Yes.
That's if a building owner says that they're interested, how long is the process?
Yes, thank you. So it depends on the number of strike points at a property. So if there are 5 gates or 5 doors, we may have to install multiple devices. But for one device, it's typically about 20 minutes start to finish. And what will happen is after I get engaged with the property owner, we'll get a list of all the properties that you want KFB installed at. Then our customer service team will contact the property owner or manager, whoever the point of contact is, and then we'll schedule the installations, date time for each property. Technician comes on site, meets the property manager, gets access to the building access control room or security room or call box, whatever the case may be, property to property, do an assessment, do the installation, test it, verify that it works before they leave. All that's done in about 20, 30 minutes at most. If there's additional devices needing to be installed, then it will take longer accordingly.
Okay, thank you, Jacob. I appreciate you coming to our format and talking to our property managers, landlords, owners. If there's any questions, are there any questions in the chat for Jacob at this moment?
We contact him.
Yes, Lawrence, I will put my contact info in the chat. One moment.
Thanks.
And how about your colleague as well?
And delete, yes, I will put all that there.
Great.
All right. So while Jacob is doing that, we can move on to the slide, pull up the agenda, just to give you guys an overview of how we're going to proceed today for anyone that's new. Again, welcome to the Near West Side Partners Landlord Compact. We normally have this meeting in person, but due to COVID, we've figured out how to go digital, and we've been doing this process for going on almost a year now. So we've gotten fairly good at it right now, I would say. We haven't gotten many complaints, but if there is a complaint, please do put it in the chat. Let us know, and we will try to address it by our next meeting. We can go to the next slide. All right, guys. So the welcome and introductions, because there's so many people and in lieu of time, we're not going to go through every individual name or property owner. There will be properties that's addressed through our nuisance property list and our nuisance businesses. If you hear your property come up and we didn't call your name, you have something that you would like to say or share with us or respond to maybe some of the calls, please do chime in. You'll be unmuted and you can explain or give us an update on what's going on with your property. We've already covered bullet point number 2, which was our presenter today. So we'll move on into the nuisance properties. Okay, as usual per our meeting, we always like to give information of resources that you can use and share with your tenants as well as with yourself. I don't know how many of our property managers know that the moratorium was extended to the end of June. It has been. We've confirmed with legal aid, legal action, and she left a couple websites that you guys can reach out to and get more information on that. So as of now, the eviction process is in the same status it was since the beginning of the year, at least through the end of June. We can go to the next slide. We will provide these, if you would like this information and it's moving too fast, you didn't get a chance to record it, please just contact us. We'll shoot it out in an email to everyone. All right, this is a list of our nuisance property, and first up is Barada Properties. Is there anyone here from Barada at this moment?
Yes, my name is Latanya. I'm here.
Thank you, Latanya. It's Latanya's second meeting in a row. Thank you for representing Barada. So as usual, we're going to go down the calls for services and the DNS complaints, and then at the end, you would have a chance to respond. So MPD 2826 West Wells Street.
All right, we had a total of 1 nuisanceable call, and it was a 911 abuse.
Nothing from DNS.
Okay, thanks, John. We can go to the next address.
All right, for 2820 West Wells, we had 7 total nuisanceable calls. We had a theft, 2 trouble with subjects, and 4 threats.
And that was 2820 West Wells, correct?
Correct.
Okay. John, was there anything on 2820 West Wells?
Just some fire inspection violations.
John, are those ongoing?
Yeah, usually with the fire inspection violations, you know,
I'm sorry, John, you're breaking up.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
With the fire inspection violations, we treat them like any other normal set of violations that we have. You know, we issue the orders. They are given a deadline, and depending on what the respective violations are, it may get a fee, and then
Okay.
go be sent on for court, or else it may just, you know, after the deadline, a citation may be issued, and then you know, whether they show up to you know, plead their case or not, they may have to pay that fine, the full amount, or a reduced amount.
Okay, thanks, John. And so far, they have not reached that part to get a fine yet, right?
Right,
It's
correct.
time. Okay, thanks, John. We can go to the next address, please.
Can you repeat the calling list for 2820? You said it's a theft, two trouble subjects, and
4 threats.
okay, thank you.
Yep. Do you want me to move on to the 37?
Bobby, you're on mute. Yes, please move on to
Yes,
37.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. So we had 1 battery and 1 noise nuisance for a total of 2 nuisanceable calls there.
DNS.
With this one, we just had some garbage and like dog by dog licensing.
Okay, thanks. Okay, we can move to the next address.
Okay, for 713 North 25, we had 0 nuisanceable calls.
Yeah, that address was actually put in reverse. It was supposed to be 731.
741.
31.
31?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I think
No, not a problem.
I'll change it in here, but
So we can move on to the next one right now. and
okay,
come back
yeah,
to that
sorry.
at a later date.
All right. So for 2933 West Wells, we had 0. And for 2937 West Wells, we had 0 as well. And I think you added in 2935 West Wells, there was 0 there as well.
Okay. Would that be the end of the Barada properties? Okay, Ms. Brooks. I know you heard there's some good news that there's a lot of properties that you guys didn't have any calls for service on, but however, there are still some properties that you guys have multiple calls for services on. Do you care to give us an update of what's going on at those locations?
The only thing that I've been really trying to focus on, as I stated before in the last meeting, I've only been here about almost 2 months now. So just trying to get a feel for the atmosphere, which I figured out. And I think definitely trying to get more familiar with the different people that are in the buildings and trying to make sure that I build more of a rapport with them and trying to figure out where the problem issues may be is what I'm working on right now.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Brooks. We will continue to give you a call and tell you what we see. One of the things that we noticed was one of your properties on Wisconsin. The ambassadors brought to your attention that there is some illegal parking going on that's actually coming on the 2801, and it is prohibited parking signs posted. And we just want to give you guys the heads up to let your tenants know that the vehicles will be towed at their expense.
Okay, and I have been, just so you're aware, also I have been sending out notices for a lot of the different buildings for any of the parking issues. So I will go on and follow up. But you said what building was that again?
2928.
Sorry, I'm sorry, that was 2928 West Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I am familiar with that, but I have been over there. I have been trying to focus on that as well. Thank you for sharing with me though.
Okay, no problem. We go to the next set of slides. I believe those might be the Jamila slides.
All right, for 730 North 29th Street, we had a total of 1 nuisanceable call, which was a 911 abuse.
Okay. DNS.
DNS has interior orders.
Okay, John, again, are these the same ones? Or are these new interior orders?
One of them is the same, and then there's a couple of new ones.
Okay, thank you.
It's still loitering and drinking.
Lucas has just indicated that they're still loitering and drinking on his premises.
And parking cars between the two buildings on the grass.
And they're parking cars in between the two buildings on the grass. Lucas, can you identify yourself and your company?
Richard Lucas, Lucas Security.
Lucas he is also a great set of eyes and ears for the community. And he does a lot of reporting on things that's happening at the various locations that shouldn't be happening. So Lucas has been a standing fixture of the Near West Side Partner Landlord Compact for a number of years and a reliable source. So if he says that something's pretty much going on in your building, you might want to check into it if you don't know it. Okay, we can go to the next slide.
Hello? Hello?
Yes.
I own the building next door to 730 North 29th. And the people in our building say it's loud all the time and many police calls. I don't know how many, but it's constant.
Yeah. And you're talking about the trouble that what you're hearing that's coming from the 730 location, correct? Mr. Liss?
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, we're right next door and it's constant. I mean, all times of the day, morning, night, all 24/7.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Liss, for letting us
They're
know.
worried in our building somebody's going to get killed over there again.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. That is Jamila, right?
No, that's
Concordia Palm Tree.
that's Gary Kuckenberg.
Okay.
And then
So let's go to 2848 West Wisconsin.
Okay, for 2848 West Wisconsin, we had a fight, a call for police, and a threat for a total of 3 nuisanceable calls.
loitering out in front all day and drinking.
Okay. DNS.
We have interior orders for the property.
Okay, and these buildings are under Concordia Palm Tree LLC. Is there someone on the call to represent Concordia? Okay, thank you.
Ask John if all the fire things have been, all the codes had for fire. They had 2 fires there.
John, quick question. For 2848, there were a couple fires. Have those codes been cleared?
I can, from what I'm showing, they're looking like they're okay. The orders that I have seen are for the new interior orders, but I'll double check.
Okay, thanks. We can go to the next slide.
All right, so for 2809 West Highland Boulevard, we had a 911 abuse and a trouble with subject for a total of 2 nuisanceable calls.
Okay, so these are, we're going into the smart asset buildings right now. Okay, John, did you have anything for the 2809 West
We have
Highland
interior
Boulevard?
orders.
Okay, are these new or are these standing?
These are new.
New? Okay, Can we go to the next address?
All right, for 3120 West Wisconsin Ave, we have 1 entry and 2 threats for a total of 3 nuisanceable calls. And then for 3128 West Wisconsin, we have 0.
Okay, and we did check into the address range. There are technically only 2 addresses for this, for Franklin Arms, and that is 3120 and 3128.
Okay, yeah, I saw that there was a 31, 22, 24, 26. I checked, but I don't think so those are not addresses because there's zeros.
Those are not addresses. We wanted to check into it from last month because we thought that was an address range and maybe there was other calls that was listed under different addresses, and that's not the case. So those are the calls for that particular building. Lucas, do you have any insight on that building?
Cars abandoned in the back parking lot, and there's always loitering going on.
Cars abandoned in the back parking lot, and there's always loitering that's occurring at this location, is what we're hearing from the community. Okay, we can go to the next address.
All right, for 835 North 23, we had 0 nuisanceable calls.
That's another one.
Yeah.
Was that it for Smart Asset?
Sorry, is that Mr. Gridmore?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Gridmore, can you do you have any explanation as to what's happening in the Smart Assets properties? And first of all, I'd like to thank you for coming, for reaching out and being in contact with our group and responding to the letter. Since Smart Assets had taken over the properties on Highland and Kilbourne, we kind of noticed there's been an uptick in a lot of activities. Most of the time, there are a lot more calls for service than there are now. But we do want to get ahead of it before the summer. We know that we're probably expecting to have a pretty busy summer this year.
Sure.
So if you can explain to, yeah, thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, when it comes to Franklin Arms, doing our best to take care of any city violation as soon as they come in. When it comes to the parking in the back, we did hire a towing company, and everybody does have parking permits to be able to be back there. So if a tenant lives there and has a vehicle, they do have a parking pass, and that is being checked in on all the time. So we are towing vehicles that shouldn't be there. We've hired a on-site property manager to be working with our tenants and trying to keep people from loitering in the back and fixing any issues in the building. I know you said there was entry issues. We probably fixed that front door half a dozen times, but it continues to get broken into. So we're working on trying to secure that door as best as possible.
Mr. Gridmore,
yeah.
Can I just interrupt for 1 second? You said that you have on-site management there now. That's correct?
We do have a maintenance manager that's, there every day.
Okay, so can you give us the times that they're there if they don't live on a property?
He lives there.
Okay.
Yeah, you got Brian White here too. Sorry, we're all in one thing here. All our individual links didn't work, so we'll work on that for the next meeting. But we do have an on-site there, and he's been doing a really good job of obviously the loitering inside the building, getting them out. But sounds like maybe some activity in the back that we need to pay more attention to. We did have lighting there last summer, so not sure if that's really helping or not. We need to look at the lighting as well. I do have a question on 2448 Kilbourne. This one is a surprise that came up. It's a pretty solid property for us. And can you give us an idea what feedback you're getting?
Okay, the reaction, the reason that one made the list was that the beat officers that patrol the neighborhood noticed an uptick of loitering going on out there. So they said that this was an address that we probably want to watch closely because it's just, they suspect that it may be some activity going on there. So we wanted to get ahead of it and try to at least talk about it, see if you know anything about it. And it appears that you don't know anything about it as well as we don't. It's just something to keep an eye on and look into, and that something that the B cops did notice about the loitering.
All right, we'll start having a security patrol over there and checking it out.
Yeah, and one of a neighbor that's very involved with the neighborhood made a complaint on the property as well. So that's, those are the two reasons that it came onto our list and why we've given it some attention.
Okay. So any idea where the loitering is in the front or the back or both or?
According to the neighbor, I believe in that majority of it is in the front.
Oh, interesting. Okay. All right. We'll patrol that frequently.
We can have a conversation offline as well, Brian, if you would like to give us a call, because we would also like to get the name and apartment number of the on-site manager at one of your locations.
Okay. Sounds great.
Okay, so between the two of you gentlemen, which one maintains the properties on Highland?
That's me. I'm Joseph.
Okay, Joseph, well, thanks for joining us, Joseph. Do you have any comments that you'd like to make about what's going on over there?
Well, we actually have hired a security guard to patrol our property over there, doing our best to keep the loitering, to a minimum, control it as much as we can. But as far as the nuisances in the building, we have kind of developed a zero tolerance policy for those guys, and we're doing our best to get rid of them.
Okay, and again, I'd like to speak with you as well offline to figure out the property manager name and the apartment number so that our people can stay in touch as we see things happening through the month, so it don't have to wait until the end of the month before we speak to you guys again.
Absolutely.
Okay, and again, Brian, Mr. White, and Jacob, thank you guys for joining. And again, what the landlord compact is meant to do is to address some issues, and hopefully it doesn't lead up to a nuisance or your properties being nuisance. We just want everyone to be good community stewards.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. So we can move to the next set of addresses, please. $835, yeah, this is Jamila, correct? Okay, so we're right where we're supposed to be. MPD, if we could get the report on the Jamila property, the first one.
Sure. You want the 835 again?
Yes, I'm sorry.
35 North 23 had 0 nuisanceable calls. And
Okay.
then I can move on to 3345 right away if you'd like.
I think we have a comment from Gary. Okay, you just said never mind. All right, go ahead. 3345.
Okay. So we had a battery cutting and a trouble with subject for a total of 2 nuisanceable calls at that address.
Okay, I'm sorry, Kayla. It came up on my computer as Kayla. Kayla Pierce is on the line with us. John, did you have anything?
For both buildings, we just have interior orders. One thing, just to backtrack, Lucas is asking about Gary's property on Wisconsin over there. Just a quick look, it looks like the condemnation inspector passed the inspection, so those are good to go.
Okay, thanks for that follow-up, John. Okay, so we can go to the next. I think John indicated that there's inspection orders for 3345.
Yep.
Next address, please.
Okay, so for 2803 West Kilbourne, we had 2 batteries and 1 noise nuisance for a total of 3 nuisanceable calls.
Okay,
Nothing from DNS.
thanks, John.
Big Lord standing out there.
We can go to the next address. We'll address it at the end of Jamila's properties.
3104 West Wells Street had a total of 1 nuisanceable call, which was a theft.
Anything from DNS on this one, John?
Just standing condemnation fire orders and interior orders.
Okay, thank you. Next property.
$29.20 West Highland had 0 nuisanceable calls.
Okay, anything from you, Dennis?
Sprinkler and interior.
Okay, and we have some input from Lucas. Lucas, can you repeat?
There's prostitution and drug dealing going on in this building out the back door and across into the back door of 1143 North 29th Street.
Okay, we can go to the next address.
Okay, for 1143 North 29th Street, we had a shots fired, a battery, 3 trouble with subjects, and 1 subject with gun for a total of 6 nuisanceable calls.
Yeah, we previously didn't know that this property. Okay, sorry about that. We noticed this property was owned by Scott Laurie, so we wasn't putting it under Jamila's property before. However, now that we know that it's owned by Scott Laurie, maybe Kayla could have some updates on this property as well, or at least let us know who we should speak to about this property. I think this would conclude Jamila's properties. And Kayla, would you like to address some of the issues that we're noticing going on here on any of your properties?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Can you fine?
Okay, great. So just a couple quick updates on 835 and 3345. I know there really wasn't much regarding nuisance or anything, but I know those ones were recurring. MPD, P.O. Hudson and I did walk through both properties. Was really quiet in both buildings, which is great. So hopefully it remains that way. Jumping down to 1143, I know Lucas and I spoke, I think was that Monday, Lucas, with the people that had keys or something to that effect. So it sounds like there's a little uptick in activity here. We're going to get on that right away. I'll get security to do full walkthroughs. I'm going to connect with P.O. Hudson again and see if he maybe wants to do a walkthrough at this location too, because I think that would be beneficial, and pinpoint any units that are causing direct issues. So we'll work on that for that location. And then I had, go ahead.
104 and 204 is what I got.
104 and 204?
Yeah, 204 was the guy that was gonna shoot the girl with the gun. And then one of his buddies pulled up front, dropped his gun on the ground and saw the police, picked the gun up and ran. That's also the girl that had the 25 crack rocks on her that we got for the burglary. She was from that unit, but that also, I don't know if it's 204 in the 2920 building, but that's the unit that people were saying too.
Yeah, that's the one that we reviewed the names that were on the account, but nothing matched. Not that that means anything. So we'll just make sure to keep a close eye on both of those, send some 12 hours out, do full inspections, and just push hard on those two specifically, but then also do a full building walkthrough.
Okay.
Kayla, this is Bobby. I have a few questions. If you were done with your update, so I could wait until you're done with your update.
Just real quick, I just had a question. John, I didn't hear you. I heard 2920 has an interior order, but then you said something else.
Yeah, just a sprinkler. Our sprinkler plumbing. For some reason, yeah. So I'm pretty sure you're aware of it. They just need to come do their sprinkler. Yeah. Okay.
Yep, that one's good to go. And then I have you for the 3345 ones that you had indicated, you emailed to me. Everything else we're in receipt of. I know 3104 West Wells was supposed to have the inspection today, but Inspector Jordan mixed up the times. So we're rescheduling that for probably sometime early next week. So hopefully some of these will be wrapped up for our next meeting. I shouldn't say hopefully, they will be. And we'll just, focus on the rest of them. And if I have any updates, I'll definitely let you know.
Okay, so Kayla, I have a couple questions, and first question goes back to program housing that you guys we're using, and I believe that you indicated to us some months back that you guys are going in a different direction and not leasing through programming, where you guys have direct control over screening the tenants?
Correct. So anything that's like county or city rent assistance, we're still accepting, 'cause we can screen those. But anything that is a program in terms of the program renting the unit and then housing their clients, with the exception of Pathfinders, we are not housing them in any of the locations in the near West Side area. We do, again, have units that are still there and will still continue to be there because they have year leases. With the pandemic and the CDC declarations, it kind of puts a wrench in things as well. But slowly but surely, we're getting them out. We have a few of them that were bigger issues at the 3345 building. Most of them are gone. I think we're down to 2.
That's the exact, that's why I was going with this. And notice that there are still a few people that's program housing that's in 3345. And I just want to know where you guys were with that, because it appears like there's new people coming through programming there. And I just want to know, is that the case? It is not the case. So there's no new program housing there. These are just people that's been there previously.
Yeah, I could tell you exactly who's in currently. For example, 102, which I know is one that was having some issues. They've been there since 2014, but they have noticed, and we'll have them out. They're shooting for the end of April. I can tell you that 105, that one is actually vacant. That was a former guest house. 106 is another one that they're getting rid of. They've been there since 2015. That's again, end of April, could be May, but shooting for end of April. The Community Advocates one, 107, is from 2018. There's no issues currently with that unit, so we're not really like pushing them to try to remove them or anything, but when the time comes to review, we certainly will, but there haven't been any complaints on that unit, so we're not too worried about that. 108 is currently vacant, and that used to be a Center for Veterans Issues, which the CVI units were probably the biggest issues that we had. We have a WCS unit at 109. As far as I know, there aren't any current issues there. We did have one issue with drug reported back in January, but it's been quiet since. I have 110 that's been there since 2016, 111 that's been there since 2016, no complaints on either of those. And then 206 since 2017, no complaints there. 209 is being vacated. They've been there since 2016. That's again another April, early May one. And then I have the guest house in 211 since 2015. And I think that wraps us up. Actually, I have one more. 308 is 2015. But yeah, there haven't been any new leases signed with any program in that building since like 2017. It looks like it's the most completed one.
Thank you, Kayla, for providing that information. The final question that I have for you is that I know you guys are working with District 3 and the captain at District 3. Can you share with us what some of the progress or some of the expectations that came out of that meeting?
Well, that's the walkthrough that we did for 835 North 23rd Street and 3345 West Highland. So we've made a lot of changes in terms of getting those programs out. Again, that's always seems to be our biggest issue, whether it's directly related to the program or people coming in and taking over these units, which seems to be what happens a lot, quite honestly. But when we did the walkthrough, we targeted, or I should say we did 12 hours on every unit. I went through all the notes to see anything that had any negative comments, whether it be from other tenants, MPD, through these meetings, et cetera. We went into all of them. We didn't find anything in any unit that was a negative. And then even some of them that were still listed as being occupied that we wanted to get rid of had nothing in them. So we actually abandoned those units. And it was really quiet during our walkthrough, like very uneventful, which is a good thing. So it seems like those two are pretty well on track. That doesn't mean that we're going to discontinue, keeping an eye on them, because, the moment you do that,
because
comes back. So
thank you, Kayla, because that is one of the properties that we receive a number of calls on, and that's why I was asking about the how things are going with meeting with the captain and that ordeal. So thank you for providing those updates, and thank you for continuing to come to the meetings and work with us, as what we all want is a peaceful resolution in a peaceful community. And we will continue to work with you, Kayla, as long as you guys are working with us.
Absolutely. That sounds great. I appreciate it, guys. Hope you have a great day.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We can go to the next set of properties, please.
All right, for 2327 West Michigan Street, we had a 911 abuse, a troubled subject, and a theft for a total of 3 nuisanceable calls.
Okay.
Nothing from DNS.
Okay. Next one.
For 3120 West Wisconsin, we had an entry, 2 threats, for a total of 3 nuisanceable calls.
This is familiar, isn't it? That's the wrong, I think that's the wrong picture. Disregard the picture, but the address is correct. John, you have anything there?
For this one, we have orders for the elevator and interior violations.
Okay. We can go to the next address. Okay, was there anyone to represent those properties? Okay. 2501 West Kilbourne, the corpse house.
2501 West Kilburn, we had 0 nuisanceable offenses.
Where the homicide there?
Something, there was a shooting there.
So
Yeah, just
Okay, I'm sorry, so we're listening.
Yeah, so I actually, when I was looking, because I actually thought about that today when I looked at the address, I did like do the calls. I think what happened was that shooting came over at a different address, so it didn't get put under the 2501 West Kilbourne address, but there was a shooting there. I'm sorry.
No problem.
But that was the only nuisanceable offense there then.
Okay. Is the owner on the line with us? Mr. Anderson? Okay, we can go to the next property. But I would just state that Mr. Anderson was on the landlord compact meeting last month. I'm sure you guys remember. He was kind of passionate that there was some things going on that he felt was connected to another property adjacent to his, and about someone basically being a vagrant in his property.
And that's the shooting.
And what we believe happened, and I'm sure MPD is doing an investigation that kind of what led to the shooting. So just would like to make sure, if possible, if we can get some feedback as to what's going on with the 2501.
So we actually, me and my partner, Officer Hudson, did basically like a walkthrough with DNS for that location that was the problem unit. And he's still in the process of working with an attorney to get that unit basically evicted. But I haven't talked to John in like a week or so. I can call him again. I don't think at the time when we did the walkthrough, nobody was living there. Well, they had stuff there, but it was boarded and nobody was inside of the property. So I don't know if they've returned, but I can talk to Mr. Anderson again about it and see what's going on. But I know he's still working on that eviction.
He's not gonna return. He's the one that killed the guy.
Okay.
And he got shot, so he's in custody.
So according to Lucas, that the gentleman that was at the unit was part of the shooting and that he's in custody now, so that he won't be back to that unit. But thank you guys. Just want to make sure we keep an eye on in that area. That area seems to be really busy. 2905 West Wisconsin Avenue, Grand Avenue Lofts.
We had 0 nuisanceable offenses for there.
John, we got anything there?
Elevator and interior
Okay, and are these new? It seems I think we've heard about the elevator for a while now. Is that something new, or is that just me getting things confused?
Yeah, well, generally speaking, the elevator takes a lot more time compared to
Okay,
the regular interior violations. So they do get a little bit more leeway with that.
okay, thanks. Hey, yeah, okay. We can move to the next property. (2460) West Kilbourne Avenue. Is Mrs. Steinborn on with us? Okay. You could go ahead, MPD.
Okay, for 2460 West Kilbourne, we had one nuisanceable offense, which was a battery.
Nothing from DNS.
Okay, thank you, guys. Next address.
For 2448 West Kilbourne, we had 0 nuisanceable offenses.
Yeah, and this is one that we talked about earlier that falls under the smart assets.
For this one, DNS has fire inspection violations.
Okay. Do we still have some guys from smart asset with us? Okay, we can go to the next one. Nuisances, businesses. Okay. All right, Family Dollar. As you guys can see, the red garbage can, we still continue to work with our Family Dollar. I believe I seen Harry on the line earlier. We delivered a red garbage can to them. I cleaned it up. It's a heavier version, a new inserts, so that, to kind of help with the littering that normally occurs in this area. As I do believe that they still continue to go through the process with the courts. And yeah, so Harry.
Hey, Bobby, it's Danelle. I'm not sure if Harry's on. I know he had another commitment today, but I'm here.
Okay, I'm sorry. On my screen, it comes up as Harry.
That's
Sussman.
okay.
Okay, we're gonna go through MPD and DNS, and then I'll let you respond to anything. Okay.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you.
All right. So for 930 North 27th Street, we had a troublous subject and a battery for a total of 2 nuisanceable offenses.
Is there anything from DNS on this one?
Yeah, we have a lot. The interior, exterior, monthly re-inspections. Andrea's been the one. I know she's been in touch with them, but a lot of these are from her.
Okay. Thanks, John. Thanks for providing that information. So can you tell us what's going on? Where you guys at?
Yeah, I think that, I appreciate the garbage cans. That's definitely been a help for sure. I think in the spring here, we've been able to get most of the area cleaned up, kept the parking lot pretty clean. I know my AP guys were there yesterday and sent me some photos. As far as I know, that's been an issue with the dumpster area and keeping that clean. And, the pictures he sent me yesterday, that was all cleaned up. And, just making sure that coming out of the winter, we look good from the outside and kept up nice. So yeah, that's just been our focus in making sure that we can maintain, a good staff and be able to service the customers' needs for sure.
Okay, can you talk a little bit about some of the orders from DNS?
Yeah, I don't have information on that. I'm not real sure what orders they're talking about. I know that District 3 and us have a walkthrough schedule for the 28th this month, but I'm not real sure what internal orders might be for that property.
Adrian Solomon is, I believe, the commercial inspector in that area. It would probably be wise of you guys to connect with her, seeing as though she wrote up some of the orders.
Okay.
To see if she'll be available to come through that walkthrough with MPD and you guys.
Okay, that's fine. Yep, we already got it scheduled, so we can do that.
Okay. If you guys need her contact information, at least her email, please feel free to contact me, and I can provide her email address to you.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'll send you a message right after this.
Okay, no problem. Next business.
Thanks, Bobby.
Thank you.
All right, for 927 North 27, we had 0 nuisanceable calls.
Okay. Yeah, as you can see, these pictures are fairly recent and okay. All right. So John, is there anything on this one?
Fire inspections for this one.
Okay. Is that for the commercial or the residential section? Or that doesn't matter, it's for the building?
Right, it would be for the whole building. Andrea is the one who did it, so she is, like you said, the commercial person, so.
Okay. All right, we will reach out to Gary again and see if we could have a conversation with him. Although he did put up the signs as requested for no smoking in the front. But yeah, it's an ongoing challenge with the location due to it having the residential units up top and the front entrance is right there. Everything falls right on the sidewalk as soon as you walk right out of the doors. So even if it's people that live there or work there, it appears to be a lot of people grouping around there. So we can go to the next business.
All right, for 2903 West Clybourne, we had 1 troubled subject and 1 battery for a total of 2 nuisanceable offenses.
Okay.
Nothing from DNS.
Okay. We continue to work with the owner of Milwaukee Foods. He has added additional cameras. There is still considerable loitering around the property. I've been in discussions with MPD as to the rest of the block. They feel that there's some trouble coming from some duplexes that's really close to the store. And a number of street lights was out as of yesterday. And one of the beat officers was going to get the Department of City Services out there to see if the lights are out on their own or if the lights were kind of knocked out, because they were riding and it was extremely dark. So that's an ongoing process, and we continue to monitor and work with MPD and the store owner at this location. Did the community liaison officers have anything to say about this particular location outside of the calls for services?
I myself have driven by it a couple of times just to see if I, saw any of the loitering. I have not observed anything. I did pass it on to our drug car to let them know, just so they can do a little bit more investigating into it. I can talk to them and see if they, have anything really, but right now, yeah, we're just kind of monitoring still, to try and combat any issues.
Okay, no problem. Thank you, guys. And again, I know you guys met with the store owner as well. He's really cooperative. If you ever need the footage from that area, he certainly has it recorded.
Yep.
Okay, we can go to the next location, please.
All right, 959 North 27, we have 0 nuisanceable calls.
Nothing from DNS.
Okay, anything from you about glass joint? Okay, yeah, we continue to notice the loitering, and the ambassadors are in communications with them about the window, getting the actual window repaired and getting the boards down. It's been enough time.
Yeah, just to add on to that, they have to follow up with it. I don't believe they did a follow up with the people that's supposed to fix the window. So we'll go back out to them again and try to try to get them to contact the people that's supposed to fix it.
Thanks, Dwayne. We appreciate that. Next business.
MPD has 0 nuisanceable offenses.
Marquette has 3 trouble subject, 2 disorderly, 5 loitering for 10 calls.
Those were made by us, right? Correct? those
Correct.
calls?
Yeah. I'm assuming that's Jose.
Yes. How you doing?
Good. Are you? Yeah. No. Absolutely. And I've noticed there's a trend with a few particular individuals that Jose and I are working on.
Yeah. I've reached out to you guys, the ambassadors. I'm trying to. What I need is on a couple guys. I need.
Now give us, Jose, give us 1 second, okay?
Okay. Sorry.
No problem. John, did Ines have anything?
Just the plumbing cross connect survey. Otherwise, nothing besides that.
What is that? What is the plumbing? The plumbing what?
And there's a question.
Yeah. What is that exactly?
It's a plumbing cross connect survey by one of our plumbing inspectors.
Okay.
If you want, I'll be able to send you via chat the inspector who needs to get this taken care of.
Okay. Yeah, because this is the first I'm hearing about that.
Okay, that's good. And now you know it appears that they may need to get in and take a look at something.
Yeah, we gotten a smell like I want to say 2 weeks ago, like a pretty foul smell, and we had a guy come in and do whatever he was gonna do, but that was just on our own, like calling one of our plumbing guys, and he seemed to have fixed that. Unless they were in contact, I don't know, but I'll shoot a call to him and figure what that it's all about and get that taken care of right away.
I'd like to say too, as Officer Wickers indicated, Jose has been reaching out to the ambassadors and myself, and we've been working with him to try to resolve his issue with the food truck, as you can see in the picture there. However, according to the city regulations, it appears that the food truck has a right to park there. So Jose and the ambassadors and I, we're exploring other options as to how we can go about reclaiming that spot and getting the food truck to make someplace else their home.
I'm gonna reach out to the alderman's assistant just to see where that loading zone, where we're at with the loading zone, to see if that can get pushed through or not out there as well, because we're having problems. With our beer trucks, they're really big and they need to park on the street. And if that taco trucks there, they're kind of stuck parking across the street trying to haul beer from across the street and stuff. And some of my other vendors, they have big box trucks and then it takes up the whole parking lot. I don't have a big parking lot, so
right,
it's kind of rough. And then
if I'm not mistaken, I think there's someone from the alderman's office on with us right now.
Okay. Yeah, I asked for a loading zone right next to the address, but they had to use the actual 24th address numbers, not my actually address to the store. So I don't know if that's maybe causing a little bit of a problem. But we've requested that through zoning, and then we paid the fee and everything online.
I believe someone monitoring the chat room. I believe Alderman Bauman's. I believe Tammy is asking to be unmuted. Hello? Tammy, are you with us? Okay, well, in the interest of time, we're nearly up at, I guess, 2 o'clock. We are a minute past, and I do believe this is the last business on the list.
And then the barrier, I see the barrier on there we're getting the whole parking lot redone this summer. So in the next couple months, relined, repaved, make sure that because what it is, it's like a rebar that goes into the ground,
yeah.
And that rebar actually got taken out. So I try to go out there and fix it every day, but someone must just hit it with their car and then it moves right away because it's real light. I can just go out there and push it myself and it'll move over. So that one right under the sign, that's the one that we're having the most problems with moving all the time. So once they fix the parking lot, they'll fix that as well.
Jose, this is Lindsay from Near West Side Partners. I would love to talk to you about opportunities to maybe install some landscaping along the Wisconsin Avenue frontage.
Okay.
This would be the perfect time to consider making those changes if you're going to be redoing that parking lot.
Okay. Do you want me to just give you my cell number? We can get in contact, or do you want to do it through email or?
Yeah, if you want to drop your cell in the chat to me, I can
Okay.
connect with you.
Okay. What is your name again?
Lindsay.
Lindsay. Okay.
She's out of the Near West Side Partners office, Jose.
Okay.
All right. So I think there's one more. That's the Bobby Sings, the on Kilbourne. Can we go to the next slide, please?
For 901 North 27, we have 0 nuisanceable calls.
Okay. NS.
We have nothing for that. And then just 2 quick points. Jose, I sent you the info. Just it's there in the chat.
Yep,
Second
I
one.
just got it right now.
Perfect. Thanks. You guys mentioned about the glass joint earlier. I do want to let you guys know Andrea did write up some orders regarding fire inspections that covered pretty much the whole building, which does include those broken windows, boarded up windows. It is in there. So just want to put that out there for everyone to share and know about.
Good. Thank you, John. That gives us some extra motivation to check on them more and ask about the windows.
Hey, John, it's Lucas. 3117 West Clybourne. It's a duplex. It's boarded up by the city with green boards. Yesterday I went past and they had a U-Haul truck out there and they're pulling stuff out of the house. Now, I know this house has been boarded up at least a year, if not longer. And I was there with the bike officers like about 4 months ago. And we stopped a vagrant from it in the back trying to strip stuff out of there. So I don't know, you might want to send somebody over there.
Okay, you said 3117 West Island?
No, Clybourne.
Clybourne. Okay. All right. We'll go get someone to look into that. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Again, with Kilbourne Market, Bobby Singh, he works with us. There is loitering on his corner. It's a big loitering spot. And that strip is one of the areas that we're going to focus on with our camera initiative. So stay tuned. We do plan to try to address that, even more this summer. Along with the Wendy's, yeah. All right, guys. Thank you. Can I go to the next slide? I believe that is the end of the properties. Just want to give make sure we go through the finish it up.
For 949 North 27, we have 0 nuisanceable calls.
No, that's the same building where the Boost Mobile. That's right next to the glass joint. As you can see, these guys did fix their windows, so they participated in the program and they seem to be doing fine. Cost for services is none right now. John, is there any orders on this one?
It's what I mentioned earlier about what Andrea wrote.
Okay. All right. So we can go to the next slide. Okay, additional topics and news. We are having a cleanup Saturday, April 17th. We're going to start at Tiffin Tyler Park, and we're going to have 2 green cans there. We're organizing communities to do cleanup. We're operating in sectors, so please do, if you had a time to volunteer, come down and help. It's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on a Saturday morning. I'm anticipating there's going to be great weather. So if you can't participate by helping out, you can also make a donation. That helps with getting volunteers out. So please do read the flyer. Look us up on the Near West Side Partner website and stay tuned for mass text that go out and letting you guys know about the cleanup. It is in collaboration with the Washington Park neighborhood and UMCS as well. Next slide, please. All right, don't forget to take the Near West Side Partners Resident Survey. It's an ongoing process. Please promote it to your tenants. If you need more information, please feel free to contact myself or the ambassadors. Next slide. And as always, these are some of the numbers from the Near West Side Partners. If you're having some questions or concerns and you need or something that you see that you need to report, we provide these numbers at every meeting. And the next meeting is May 13th, 2021. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you staying on with us these extra few minutes and look forward to talking to you guys next month. Hopefully we can have 0 for 0 for 0 for 0 nuisances. Thank you, guys.